Day or night, it's Hess night. Um, this week's video was originally going to be part 2 to my Hinata on Team 7 video, but I have some more work to do on that script because Shippuden is huge, and I did not want to rush part 2 of my early 2024 FNAF theory video. So, we have this. Could I have just moved the drag button of the month video up? Sure, but I like having that at the end of the month. Because I just do. Besides, it was this or another Vivzy Pop Variety Fact Pack, and I already did a Hellverse video this month. So instead we get a more conceptual pitch type video. That's the best way to describe it, honestly. Basically, if I were to co-write or co-run a Gravity Falls sequel/reboot, how would I personally do it? I want to do more videos like this for stuff, so this is kind of me dipping my toes in the water for how I want to frame these videos, how I want to edit them. As you can see, I have a, more sketchy/conceptual style rather than my avatar in the corner and me speed drawing. I just felt that was better to show off what I was doing. Why Gravity Falls? I like it. I relate to Mabel, and I got into it years after it actually aired, so I didn't get new content. Alright, so I have a few ways I'd personally do a Gravity Falls sequel. Following summer, which I would call Return to Gravity Falls. Maybe Dipper and Mabel years later, just out of high school, I would also call out Return to Gravity Falls. You could do Mabel or Dipper's kids exploring Gravity Falls and learning about it like Dipper and Mabel did, which would probably be like Gravity Falls like Gen 2 or some shit like that. Or it's Dipper and Mabel in California at school, and suddenly all they notice this weird stuff happening. I could easily see this ending with some sort of movie or special going back to Gravity Falls, and that would be called something like Letters to Gravity Falls. We're gonna do the following summer one, as that has less exposition right off the bat. And it was the easiest to write for and do stuff for when I decided to do this on Sunday. First episode would have a slightly older Dipper and Mabel, not enough to not be recognizable, but minor designs to their original appearances. On a bus to Gravity Falls. Fat nuggets in Mabel's lap. Dipper wearing Wendy's old hat. Dipper or Mabel's voice would start with a slight dialogue, like the first episode Tourist Trap. We'd get a montage of the previous summer, as one of them roughly explains what happened last summer. Gnomes discovering our long-lost grumple, making friends and enemies, fighting an interdimensional dealmaker in winning, the usual preteen stuff, and we're returning after a long, boring school year. Dipper and Mabel would hop off the bus and look around. Waiting for them are their grunkles. Obviously, Mabel is the hugger of the group. We return to the Mystery Shack, being run by Zeus. He's excited to have the Pines back, both because they're like family to him, and also because he could always use some extra help around there. Working at the shack is Wendy, who excitedly high-fives the twins, swaps hats back with Dipper. She offers to take the twins out to town and update them on everything happening since they've been gone. Candy and Grenda hanging out with Pacifica. Gideon getting hired as a local actor for movies and shows. Robbie's band taking off, or at least getting hired for events around town. Wendy and some of their other friends around town having to defend tourists from becoming the gnome's new queen. Seems like a lot has happened while we were gone, Dipper would joke. Dipper and Mabel missed Gravity Falls. Both of them have that look, like maybe Gravity Falls didn't miss them. First few episodes would be Dipper filling out the start of his own version of the journals, with just odd things around Gravity Falls. A meeting with the Minotaurs here, fending off the gnomes there, even using plots of unproduced episodes, something silly like the gum commercial episode or the Rumor Cruncher episodes if you look up the synopsis up. Something running along these episodes is Mabel or at least one of the Pines, having weird dreams involving Bill saying he's returning, or maybe he's already returned. I'm gonna go with Mabel for now, just because she was the most fun to draw. Doesn't mention at first, she thinks it's just nightmares from being back in Gravity Falls, and it brings up memories of when she was dropped in the dream bubble Bill made. Maybe they don't happen during the episodes, but we see flashbacks to Mabel's memories in a focused episode. This would be about episode 5 or so. And it starts with her waking up screaming, and this causing the other Pines to wake up. Ford is the first to suggest that dreams could mean something more, and they should at least check on Bill's statue just in case. If nothing else, to ease Mabel's mind. The Pines walk into the forest to Bill's statue, and it's just there, just creeping all of them out, but they decide it looks completely normal. Mabel's nightmares are just bad dreams from weird beginning, and she'll get over them eventually. But as we cut to credits, and it does one of those, like, upper third things where it has the credits below and a little, like, joke thing, it just, like, shows the sun rising and a crack on Bill's statue. Another bigger episode would be Gideon's reintroduction. There's a big security area in a place Dipper and Mabel want to investigate, but they can't check it out because it's been sealed off for shooting some movie or show. Turns out it's a modern adaptation of Widowist Vampire. Even better, the star is Gideon Gleeful. Dipper takes a picture of this to make fun of him later. Gideon saw Dipper and Mabel leaving and quickly sends his people, aka his old friends from prison, to go out and tell security that the twins are actually guests of his. Dipper and Mabel are led to the makeup trailer where Gideon is in costume. Dipper is having the time of his life laughing at Gideon. Gideon obviously still is harboring a crush on Mabel, occasionally talking himself with a be cool, be friendly, or don't be creepy, just try to be her friend. He nicely shows the twins around the set and asks why they were hanging around. Dipper explains something that probably has to do with some haunted castle, and Gideon's offers to help out, as he'll be filming here for a while during Widowist Vampire. Ghost is probably some sort of, like, noble girl or something who probably just wanted a sleepover, but due to her status, never got one. She isn't meaning to scare the staff off, she was just trying to pull pranks. This leads to Mabel inviting the girls over for a sleepover at the castle with the ghost. Just due to Gideon needing to be there, Dipper, Zeus, and Gideon end up having a guys' night in a different room. Dipper states Gideon's changed a lot since last summer. Gideon admits his wrongdoings of the previous summer and asks to make it up to Dipper by helping with mysteries. I mean, as long as you aren't gonna creep on Mabel again. The rest of the first season follows Dipper, Mabel, and Gideon going around solving mysteries with the rotating cast of the other friends. The reason I wouldn't have Zeus in all the episodes or Wendy is because they still work at the Mystery Shack, and obviously, Grenda and Candy aren't in all the episodes, as well as Pacifica. And, like, the stands would probably have B-plots going along with this, of them investigating the shit going on with the Bill statue. Especially since Mabel's dreams have not stopped. So, Ford worries something's actually happening, and things get more worrisome when they find the crack in the statue, showing a hole into it. The statue is hollow inside. That's not good. You think? The series would introduce a new character named William B. Strange, nephew to Tad Strange. He seems to want to get close to everyone from the Zodiac. Pines are the most resistant to this. He looks familiar. Though, with him around, Mabel's nightmares seem to have stopped. Eventually, Will ends up befriending Mabel because she's the most trusting out of the Pines and most open to friendship. He joins on a few adventures. He eventually finds the statue and shakes its hand. Good to be back! Now, we could get Weirdmageddon 2.0. Or Bill has learned to actually like Gravity Falls as a human dude and says, just kidding, thanks for my godly form, buy gold, bye! Some fun things during the series I would love to address, maybe in the overall series, maybe they're part of episodes, would be Mabel and Dipper dealing more with puberty. Voice changing, growth spurts, and every signed female at birth's worst nightmare, periods. One day everything's just fine and dandy. Next thing, Mabel's getting emotional. Her head hurts. A few days after that, there's blood. She lives with a bunch of dudes. They're all useless. They end up having to take her to Wendy's. She comforts Mabel and explains this is perfectly normal and just a part of growing up. Doesn't mean it doesn't suck, but it makes it less scary. Well, I'd also have Mabel just be a bit boy crazy. She's mostly focused on her friends. Maybe we see Ramondo again or hear from him. I'd also love to do an episode with Zeus's dad showing up and the Pines being like, protective and like, you had your chance. He's our family now? At the end of the summer, I'd love for Dipper and Mabel to actually stay in Gravity Falls and even see them at Gravity Falls' high school, which could be a fun second season. I'm sure there's plenty of school shenanigans they could get into. I have, pulled some of the unused episode ideas aside for what I would think would work with this series or potentially another one. So if you want to see, individual episode ideas, or any of the other video ideas I stated at the start of this, like Letters to Gravity Falls, or the other version of Return to Gravity Falls, I'm willing to do that. I want to do more conceptual videos like this, particularly with the Sonic series, but I have loads of ideas. Well, that's all for this week.